And still he went on, until the ice discharge he bit off his lip, sliced cold salt down his throat, and tore it raw with each swallow the more he sought relief, staggering through drifted snow that like a frozen sea lifted over his waist, the only sound across hills for miles around, the hiss of powder against a death-like void or sudden gasping breath. Scraping the crust of ice and frost from his brow, wincing as he tossed shards streaked with hair, he viewed once rich pasture subdued to decay, blanched plains scorched cold, and stripped down frozen fold to gullies of stone long since dried, the pale, sloping hillside cracked with twisted trunks and bare limbs of a withered forest, the air above thick with dark grey clouds, both night and day. Its awkward steps dragging through waves of packed snow, the form drew uneven trails as it strained under layers of steel in pained exhaustion, the cold metal's rusted sharp edges, and ice-encrusted links wedged into flesh, while green eyes flecked with gold like forest skies shined against grey skin and beard carelessly dishevelled, smeared with dirt, searching for a blessing to save a fallen lord whose heart gave life and form to an earth laid waste, to claim the forgotten worth of his faith in a sacred vessel filled with the blood that the world had spilled. After long years, he now returned to the home of his childhood, from which he turned away so long ago, seeking ancient fable and glory to prove his honor and able skill. Often he had dreamt of a proud, triumphant return, a knight unbowed by time, seasoned in arms and the test of virtue, finding solace and rest at last, revered as an aged sire, recounting tales by the dying fire. Instead of with welcome relief, however, he gazed in disbelief at familiar landmarks, but of a time never known, orchards in a clime of decay, brittle from soil, unyielding despite the silent toil of vain years. No villager raised an eye to greet him as he passed by, as all were busy delving for deep winter roots to store and keep through the long nights and overcast days, proud farmers humbled to the ways of the poor. As he stopped ungreeted before them, his calls unheeded, on their faces he read shame heavier than he could name. In that moment his sad gaze held brief images of better days and happier times, furrows in spring, autumn sheaves that bring in harvest fields flaxen brown, or yellow sparkles flowing down shallow brooks, glimmering light late into the coming of starry night, when gentle breeze used to blow, like distant thought from long ago, faded dreams of quiet streams, lost in cold and barren snow.